I mean, some of these big behemoth grocery brands that we're talking about at times seem about as agile as an oil tanker, really. It seems to take them an age to turn around and actually wake up to what's going on. Are there any thoughts on how you go about reinvigorating a brand when it has begun to fade?
I think for me, the reason why that happens, I find, is it tends to be short-term over long-term thinking. So we're all slaves to share price and quarterly results and sales. But I think actually it is incumbent on the marketing team. They're the ones that own the brand. They're the ones that are looking at the consumer trends. So actually you have to really own that and build that. I think in turning around along like brands, I think what's always interesting is how long it takes internally before you ever go near a consumer, and actually really looking at who are your key stakeholders across the organisation, what's driving them, how do you change their minds, how do you take them on that journey with you. And I think that for me has probably been the hardest piece, as in consumers and that market, you know, if you get a great team behind you and you can push things out, but the internal piece I've always found the biggest challenge in getting people on board.
No, I think absolutely right. I think and that's why I made the point I did about the sort of the strategies campaign. We got quick alignment early on that, and I think had we not got that, we'd have talked ourselves out of it. And I think that the key really is to, I guess, particularly for the big organisations, embrace agility in a much more positive way. There's too much, I think, slavery to insight. I'm a believer in insight, but actually intuition's a huge part, I think, of a good marketeer. Mm-hmm. And I think if you can get the balance right between insight and intuition, you stand the chance of taking people with you and making quicker decisions. But I think the challenge is sometimes that you find yourself, as you say, in a kind of a short-term world where people are panicking over perhaps volume or value, whatever it might be. And so decisions are made in order to deliver a particular objective that doesn't help for the long run. And it's actually trying to raise your head above the parapet and trying to get to a place where what you're thinking is delivering is long-term thinking. Because without it, you get trapped into that cycle of short-termism.